Hello friends, Those Back Pages here. I hope you're well. Earlier tonight, my cable went out. No internet, no television. Feels like it's 1977 all over again. Thankfully, I have you guys here with me, in spirit at least, while I record tonight's episode. I'm able to do that at least, and here we go. Sorry. So, as you can probably gather by the title of tonight's episode, this will be a little Ken Griffey Jr. showcase, a little show and tell. Got in some mail. I got a piece of mail here to open live on video. Have some of these pickups that I haven't shown before. Some I have. Some not in a long time. So if you're new here, I appreciate it. If you're not new here, I appreciate it. So let's get started. I'm only going to show one rookie card because, first off, I really still feel that Ken Griffey Jr. is quote-unquote undervalued and worth seeking out. As we hit the end of May here, 2020, with everything that's going on with the pandemic and prices of cards going pretty much the opposite of what one would think. If we had said 6 months ago there's going to be a pandemic this summer, this spring, this summer, and card prices are going to go up through the roof, 75% or whatnot, I would have said, nah, you're pretty crazy. They'll go down 50, 75%. But here we are. So, you guys, you know what an upper deck rookie looks like, yada, yada, yada. But the one rookie I will show is the 89 Bowman Tiffany. Now, if you're not familiar with Tiffany, you can tell by the white cardstock on the back, glossy white. Well, the back's not glossy. The front is very glossy, which won't pick up in the camera. But this one was graded a long time ago. Subgrades on the back. This card is really difficult to find centered. And so much so that I was looking for a 9 for a long time because all my other rookies are 9s. PSA 9s. But for the price point that 9s were getting, and I've had this one for a while, they go for a lot more now. If someone would ask me what one rookie, obviously Griffey Upper Deck is number one, but this card is still I think the print run on these sets are 5,000. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it was 5,000. So I really feel that this is a good card to have in your collection. If you're going to have one card and it's not the Upper Deck, this would be my second choice. Really a shame that Topps didn't use this one for Project 2020. This card, particularly the Tiffany, is miles ahead of the Topps traded, but it is what it is. All right. Let's show off something new in the mail. Let's go with this one first. Let's bounce all over the place. This card I'm about to show you is a base card. It is from the 1998 Flair Showcase set. This is the Row 1. I think this is the quote-unquote rarest non-numbered version. There's a bazillion different versions of Flairs. But Flair base cards are just absolutely stunning. You know, anytime you can add a Flair base card if you're a player, I couldn't recommend it more. I mean, look at the shine on that. Just incredible. I mean, the picture, there is a portrait there. You can kind of see. It's kind of hard to make out, but it doesn't take away from the... I think there's a certain angle like that. It looks better in person, but where you can see the headshot there. But just wow. All right. Let's show something old. And I really feel that, you know, the mid to early 90s stuff is for Griffey is still very affordable. I mean, obviously it's not rare and super expensive, but it's still very affordable. And then this insert came from the same release as this guy here, the 95 Select Certified. This is the Gold Team. This is just Doofix, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, friends. If you guys do not know what Doofix is, wow, I'm a little jealous because you're going to learn what Doofix is, and it's just incredible technology. I mean, you can see there it says to the left and right of him, it says Gold Team in letter. It's hard to make out on camera, but it says Gold Team. And just super shine. Look at that. This is just fantastic. There it says Gold Team on the right there. You know, and they're about $20 now. You know, you might be able to get one a little. And again, this was one of the big hits. Like, if you're gonna get a Gold Team and a 95 certified, you know, you wanted Griffey. That's just incredible. All right, something new. Now this is from I think 98 Pinnacle. Yeah, 98 Pinnacle. Epics. Moment Orange. Again, there's a green version, a purple version. I'm not 100% sure which is the rare ones, but I picked this up for a reason. And you football, mainly you basketball guys, but football guys to an extent. But doesn't this remind you of something? This technology remind you of something? Reminds me a lot of like Galactic or an Impact, or not so much an Astro, but, you know, from Revolution basketball. And unparalleled football. I mean, it's got great shine in person. It's got great depth in person that won't show up on the camera. But, you know, you think about it, Pinnacle in the 90s was located in Texas. Panini now is located in Texas. You know, you do the math. You learn, you start to see, oh, wow, that's kind of like borrowed technology. Just call it something else. Kind of like silvers and refractors. But again, this was under $10, so I wanted to see that in person. It's a Griffey insert, right? Why not? Let's see, next up, speaking of Griffey inserts, let's do this one next. From 94 Leaf, I believe this was in. This is the Gold Stars. This is old school. I think this is the gold version, or it might just be yellowed. I'm not 100%. I can't remember. But it is individually numbered on the back out of 5,000. Which for the time, it's cool. It's got him hitting on the front. And then it's got him catching on the back in his own silhouette. Kind of cool looking card. So I picked that up a while ago. I've had that one a long time. Let's see. A cheapie. Back in 94 Upper Deck, I showed you the whole, I think it was in the last episode, I showed you a whole bunch of sheet, year by year by sheet. But in '94 Upper Deck Baseball, they had one per pack, the electric diamond insert. I don't know if those of you that collected back then remember those, but just this was a one per pack. You can see it's got the name is in silver, the team name is in silver, and it does say electric diamond on the bottom. So it's got some nice shine, and this was $2 for one of the better. This set has Jordan in it, Jeter's in it. Couldn't pass that up. Let's see, more shine. This is from 1996 Leaf Gold Stars. It's embossed there, a little 3D action going on there, like a gold bar. These are numbered on the back individually to 2,500. So, if you look hard enough, you can find some nice affordable Griffey inserts that, back in the day were not so affordable in relative terms. Here's a 94 Elite Series, numbered on the back to 10,000. I showed this off recently. Got it in with this 92 Elite, which is also numbered to 10,000. Back when being numbered to 10,000 was fairly scarce. Dare I say rare? And you'll notice a lot of these. I was just noticing that these are 8s. That's fine. I want to own the card. Would I like to buy a 9 or a 10? Sure, but if I can get an 8 for that much cheaper and get the same card, you betcha. All right. You ever win a card and then you get it in the mail and you say to yourself, man, it just looked better online than in person? I'll pause. You go ahead and say it. I know I set that one up. But anyway, 97 Finest. They had bronze, silver, and gold. Here's the gold base. I was the only bidder at $9.99. It's just underwhelming in person. It's not horrible, but I wouldn't buy it again. The Refractor I wouldn't mind, because I bet the Refractor is shiny. All right. Let's show 2 cards that are kind of, they are the same. But 94 Leaf Limited. They had a gold insert, numbered to 10,000. The regular card was silver bordered instead of gold bordered and was not numbered, but looked identical to this. Always liked this card. It's not quite a home run, kind of an F8, but just always liked that card. And then earlier this month, I think it was, there was a listing for started at 99 cents, and I really like those listings, by the way. And I won this really, old school PSA slab, PSA 8. I won this for about $6.50. $6.50. You can see how old the slab is. I want to say this card came out in 94. This card was probably graded that year or the year after. It's a really old school. It's a beat up. It's scratched. It's got a story to tell. But, I'll add that to the family for $6. I think it's actually it's a couple of dollars less than the raw version goes for. Just a great looking baseball card. Nothing wrong with collecting what you like. Collecting some great looking baseball cards that, maybe have gotten forgotten over the years. This one I showed off the other day. The 98 Bowman Chrome Refractor. I think, honestly, in my opinion, whichever player you may collect, you should have a refractor version of some sort in your collection. Topps Chrome Refractor, Topps Finest Refractor, Bowman Chrome Refractor. Not so much Bowman's Best. Maybe Bowman's Best, but, I'm collecting Griffey now. You should have one refractor, at least one. If you have more, you have more. But you should have a refractor in your collection. And 90s old school refractors, just fantastic. Speaking of 90s, this is from 97 Donruss. This is a Power Alley insert, and it is super shiny. This is the, gold. I think there's a green. I get lost with the late 90s stuff. I've had this one for a while. It's probably not as easy to find anymore, but these are numbered on the back to 1,000. I want to say the first 250 from this gold are die cut. I know it's that way for the green. It's probably that way for the gold as well. But just look at that. That's just fantastic shine on that one. Proud to have that in the collection. One more before the mail. So, I showed off this 90... I did give it away, but I've shown off the NL version of this before. I bought the factory set. I finally tracked down an affordable copy of the 1990 Donruss Baseball's Best, the AL. Just a beautiful. First off, blue just looks great. With the Mariners blue. Imagine, it's funny, I was thinking about this the other day. If you look at 89 Donruss Griffey, 90 Donruss Griffey, he just looks pissed off in both of those pictures, especially the 90. I don't know who was selecting the images back then, or now for that matter, but this would have been a lot better. This photo is great. Yankee Stadium. It's a tough card. It's a tough grade because I don't know if I'll be able to. If you look at that corner, it's kind of rounded. This came in 250 card bricks, and this is card number 1, so it was the top, very top under the cellophane, and it tend to, get the corners rounded. And this one is decently centered. A lot of them aren't, and not that I care about pop reports, but I think it's a low pop and high grade, and this is technically it's not high grade. But again, this was about $12, so you can't really, already graded in the collection now. $12, why not? So I've got one more to go. Sorry for the seemingly long diatribe of stuff, but like I said, I enjoy sharing my knowledge with you guys, and you guys mean a lot to me. I'm very, very glad you're here. So this I had this on the watch list for a couple weeks, actually, maybe even over a month. But I sent the email, I sent the seller a message saying, hey, it's a PSA 9. I said, hey, do you have any room on this PSA 9, So buy it now with no best offer feature. So, no, they wrote back, no, the price is, I think the price is fair. I don't have any room on it. So I said, all right, well. Then I think it was last week it was, or the beginning of this week. I don't remember. Everything tends to run together. I said, you know what? I'm just going to pick it up. You're a friend of mine, Andy. She blinded me with refractors. They're the greatest YouTube name in the history of YouTube. He said that, and I showed him. I a while ago when I was thinking, Andy, can I get your opinion on this card? Because, wow, that's a great looking card. It reminds me of Andy's a big basketball guy as well. So he said, it reminds me of the Skybox Rubies. And I said, wow, that's a good point. It really does. So, at the time, but I was like, the price, Well, let's go ahead and take a look. The address and stuff's on the other side, so we'll just keep that hidden. So I guess it's well packaged. Let's see. All right. All right. Brand new bubble mailer. All right. Here we go. And there we go. Let's take a look at this. 2003 Topps Tribute Contemporary Red. Wow. I don't know, if the video, it's not etched. It's got an extreme, it is numbered to 225. The Reds are numbered to 225 on the back. I'm not a big Reds guy. We've gone over this before. Like, I have nothing against the Reds per se, but I'm not a big Griffey and Reds uniform fan. But this picture is just amazing. The shine is beyond amazing. The name is stamped in. The little logo for the... I thought that would shine refractory. It does not. But it does remind me of the Ruby Reds. And it is just a fantastic looking card. You can see a lot of glare, like a little mirror effect. But yeah, happy to have that in the collection. Numbered out of 225. Even the base card looks just like this, but it's gold, and the name is gold instead of red, and it's not numbered. But I haven't seen a Griffey for sale. So if your player is in this, I highly recommend you. There is a gold version of this too. That's numbered to 25, I think. Yeah, I think it's 25. Something like that for Griffey, you're silly. Eric doesn't go for that. But that's just a great shine. Happy to add that to the collection. No regrets picking that up at all. Just some sweet Griffey shine. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's episode. I am very appreciative of you spending your time with me, telling my stories and things. Remember to always be kind, keep learning, share your knowledge, and cherish your collection.